Hi, I thought this was something interesting to explore, dreams. Um, the reason why I wanted to kind of bring this subject up is because as we are going through our awakening journey, we're going to find that the kind of dreams we have may be very different to before. Or I'm going to say it a different way. You might just be waking up to certain dreams, certain experiences through your sleep that maybe you weren't before, because now you're becoming more awake, right? You're becoming more conscious. So this consciousness that you are experiencing is going to make you see things that maybe you weren't before seeing, and also feel things that maybe you weren't before. So I know I've noticed in my own journey that my dreams have changed a lot, a fair amount. So I know, and I'm here with my guides as well, and they're saying the same thing. All our lives, every single person, everyone, all your lives, you have been working in the quantum field. That's what's been going on. All of us have been working in the quantum while we've been sleeping. Yes. So that has been going on from the very beginning. So that hasn't changed. But what has changed is that now we are waking up. We are going to be noticing these things more. Now, we may not see it as us working through the quantum, but that's actually what's going on. So I'm going to point out some dreams that might be, it might help you in terms of understand what might be going on for you. So for example, one of the more recent, let's say, dreams that I've had was, and I know this was all me working through the quantum, was when I remember when I woke up, I was like, I could feel myself having moved a lot, because, in our sleep, what's happening is that we are moving through the quantum, right? So basically our body, but not in a physical form, but an energetic form, is being moved around through the quantum. And this particular dream that I had really highlighted this for me. So I knew when I woke up, I had moved a lot because I could feel I was traveling. And what I remember, and sometimes, we don't remember all our dreams, but certain messages, and that's the other part, will come through. But what I remember was I was moving around a lot. I remember that I was being asked to go to different places. And in these different places, it felt like, let's just say it in a way that it was very random, right? There were random people there that I didn't know. They all looked like humans, but I could feel in this dream that I wasn't quite on Earth, right? And then the last part of the dream, I came into what looked like this big mansion, like royalty kind of place. And there are these, again, human-like people coming out of this building and saying to me, "Welcome home," right? And I knew, it was that moment that I knew I was actually on another planet, and that the whole dream I was on several planets. So when I woke up, I knew that that's actually what was going on. And the reason why I'm explaining this is because you might, as you're waking up, you might be experiencing dreams that might seem random to you, right? Like complete strangers, people that you've never seen before suddenly in your dreams. People you've never seen before, random people saying random things that doesn't make any sense, right? A lot of dreams that you might be experiencing during this awakening that you can't make sense of. If that's what's going on, then very likely you are waking up to the quantum and the work that you're doing in the quantum through your sleep. That's basically what's going on. So that's number one. The second part of this is that apart from waking up to all this stuff, this random stuff, you're not sure about what's going on. And by the way, you're going to feel certain things from this, because it all comes down to how you are feeling in order to shift or to release certain things. So that could come through as well. But the second part to this is that not only would you be experiencing these type of dreams where you're working through the quantum, but you might be getting actual specific messages through your sleep. So I know this is something that I've experienced. Like I said, my sleep time dreams are nothing like what they used to be before my awakening. Pretty much, I would say, I'm pretty sure every single night, pretty much, I'm working in my sleep. I'm working through the quantum, because I can feel it when I wake up. Some things I remember, some things I don't. I know another thing just to be aware of is that when we're feeling maybe particularly tired, it might be because you're doing a lot of work in your sleep. That can happen as well. But the other thing I was going to mention was that messages through your sleep. You might be getting specific messages through your sleep. Okay. Now, I know this has happened to me many times. So what I want to say to that is, because I've been on a journey in this whole messaging thing, that I write everything down as much as possible, as much as I remember. Some things I don't remember. One of the things actually that I'm going to point out here that I had to learn myself is, if you do, and I'm being told to really share this for anyone who wants to do this, if you do want to remember your messages, which is something that I always do want to remember, say however way you want to, certain words in whatever way you want to, ask that. So you can ask, for example, the way I ask it is, please, can you help me remember this when I wake up, please, right? So however you want to ask it, ask that question. If you want to remember that, remember your messages, ask that. Ask your guides to be able to help you remember when you wake up. So what I was going to say is messages. So you may find you get specific messages in your dream. Now, like I said, I write this down. It's not a bad idea to write these things down. But what I found in this journey is, this is when the human mind comes in. So you get the messages, and some things are very clear. Some things you just get it straight away. You understand what the message is. It could be about the future. It could be about the past. It could be about the present, whatever, right? Whatever it is. And some things are very easy to understand. Some things are not, to the human mind, very easy to understand. So what I've noticed is, if it's something that you're not sure of, or you believe, maybe you do believe it's a certain way, I would say try and use your discernment. I would say use your discernment, because you can't ever be 100% sure that it is what you think it is, even though some messages are very clear, right? But what I'm trying to say is use your discernment in this, because our human mind comes in and it tries to analyze it, and many times it gets it wrong because of that, right? So just be open to it, and kind of, like I'm being told, lean back into yourself. Like I've been told this before. Lean back into your soul self, relax into it, be open to the messages. It'll come through. Don't put too much any mind into it. Just let it be, come in and go as it needs to. If you want to write it down, you can, but don't put too much analysis or too much mind thinking in it, because that can actually trip people over as well. Remember, you are on a soul level, have already decided to go through this journey, right? You've already decided, I'm being told to, many of us, to, during our sleep, and sometimes some people have decided in their waking day to be able to do this, like I have to some degree, and some others, yes, and many others may have as well, right? So to some degree, you may be even doing this during the day, but obviously in a certain way, whether it's meeting someone or having to go to a certain place, and that's clearing karma as well. That's part of how it works too. But at the very least, you would have decided on a soul level, right, to be doing this 100% in your sleep. So understand right now, if you are going through a conscious journey, this could be very likely what you are going through. You are getting messages through your sleep. You're dreaming differently. You're seeing it in a different way, might be, right? And you just need to let it in and out as it's meant to, without putting too much thought into it. I found when I first started going through this, I found it really exciting, sometimes even, a little overwhelming. I remember the very beginning, I used to wake up because I was given, it's one of the things as well that you might be shown is some of your past life stuff. So some past life things that I was shown through my sleep. And I remember waking up going, oh my gosh, I can't believe that was me. I can't believe that happened. Because like I said, when you're going through this during your sleep, you really feel it. There are also, and I just want to add one more thing, there's a possibility, I know this is happening to me, and I feel like I'm being told for some people, not everyone, but for some people this might happen, that as you are, so everyone's got certain missions, right? So if you are on a certain mission, after clearing your karma, everything like I've explained in this Humanity, Waking Up to Humanity series that I'll put a link below that you can have a look at, what you're going to find as you do that, you're stepping more into yourself, in your truth, in your alignment, you're going to be more on on your mission, specific missions you've come here to do for planet Earth, right? So what you might find as well as part of these dreams, which I find is quite interesting, is that you might be given downloads through your sleep as to how to do a certain task to wake you up in that way, to activate you and to make you be more aware of these missions that are coming up. So in your sleep, you might find that you're being taught something, that you're learning something for your specific missions. That could be what's going on as well. What I find is many times when I wake up, I feel a lot of things. So I know practically every single morning something has happened, whether it's something that I've had to experience to feel in order to release, some learning has come through, some messages have come through, I've been working through the quantum. But usually you're going to find if you feel something or you feel exhausted and tired, then there's definitely a lot that's been happening during your sleep.